Many people are not silent because nothing is wrong. They are silent because they are afraid of what may happen if they speak. Welcome back to my story. And today I want to talk about something many people understand privately, but very few people discuss honestly. The fear of speaking, especially inside marriage. In many cultures and communities, the painful things happening inside relationships often feel almost taboo to discuss. You are taught to protect the marriage, protect the family, protect the image. And honestly, there is wisdom in privacy too. I still believe not everything should be exposed publicly. I still believe some things should remain sacred. But one thing I have learned through life is there is a difference between protecting privacy and protecting harm. And sometimes people struggle to know where that line is. That was part of my struggle too. For years, I stayed quiet about many things, not because I enjoyed suffering, not because I lacked faith, not because I wanted dysfunction, but because I genuinely hoped things would improve. And because many of us were trained to believe that enduring quietly is part of being a good wife, a good mother, a good woman. So instead of reaching out, many people keep carrying things internally, not knowing who do I tell, how much do I say, will they blame me instead? Would they even believe me? And those fears are real because many people who speak about painful experiences are judged harshly afterward. Some are blamed, some are silenced, some are accused of destroying the family, some become isolated socially. So people continue suffering quietly. And unfortunately, sometimes that silence becomes dangerous because not every painful situation stays at the same level. Some patterns intensify gradually over time, and many women and even children are carrying situations far heavier than outsiders realize. One of the things that affected me deeply later was discovering how much my children had also hidden quietly, not because they were unaffected, but because they saw I was already struggling emotionally. And that realization changed me deeply as a mother. Because children often survive silently too. Sometimes they adapt to unhealthy environments quietly. Sometimes they hide fear quietly. Sometimes they minimize their experiences quietly. And many adults do the same thing. One thing I now understand clearly is this: wisdom is not only knowing how to keep matters private, it is also wisdom knowing when silence is no longer safe. And that realization took me years of prayer, years of confusion, years of hoping things would improve, even after painful experiences. I still hoped, even after betrayal. I still did hope. Even after emotional exhaustion, hope still prevailed in me because family mattered deeply to me. And honestly, one of the hardest things about difficult relationships is that people outside often see only the final decision. They do not see the years of internal struggle before it. They don't see the prayers, the explanations, the attempts to preserve peace nobody sees, the hope, the emotional confusion. And one thing I want people to understand clearly is sharing responsibly does not mean exposing everything publicly. Sometimes wisdom simply means reaching out to trusted people, seeking support, seeking guidance, seeking safety, or allowing others to help you see clearly. Because unfortunately, some people lose their lives while trying to protect appearances. Some children lose their emotional stability while adults remain trapped in silence. And sometimes fear of backlash keeps people trapped far longer than they should be. That is one reason I prayed so much before sharing my story publicly. Because I did not want to speak from bitterness. I wanted to speak from wisdom, healing, from reflection and responsibility. And maybe someone listening today needs to hear this. You do not have to expose every detail publicly to acknowledge that something is no longer healthy. And seeking help does not automatically mean you have failed. Now, sometimes it simply means you are finally being honest about what your soul has been carrying quietly for too long. This journey continues throughout the week. So check out Begin Again Woman. Here you have practical rebuilding conversations for women, learning how to begin again intentionally. Boardroom with God is a spiritual grounding, reflection, and emotional alignment in the middle of everyday life. My story is honest conversations about healing, relationships, faith, survival, and rebuilding after difficult seasons. Please follow the journey on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take this home. Not every quiet person is at peace. Sometimes they are simply afraid of what may happen if they finally speak. Love you all.